Merry Christmas.
Hanukkah.
I said it again. Well, let's just redo what we did last time.
Festivus for the rest of us.
That way, it feels like natural. It feels like the first time. My level is way too low. Let's turn it up.
Lewis, do you feel like a natural woman?
No.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I do. My answer is no.
Why?
I don't know, man.
It's time of the year.
I don't know, man.
New woman.
New.
You shed the skin.
Guys, I'm a woman now. I changed my gender.
No, you shed the skin like a caterpillar.
What?
You shed a skin like a caterpillar.
I send my skin.
You're Lewis.
I sent my skin to a caterpillar, and he said,
and he wore it as a
weird.
cape, and it was like rad.
All right, guys. So I'm recording with no compression. So hopefully by the end of this, it'll sound fine. But I'm recording raw and just dry, the way the old men used to do it. The way old men,
only old men recorded back in the day when audio was first invented.
The way an old man did it once.
Not when audio first showed up, because audio always existed. No, when audio was invented.
Yeah.
By the phonograph man.
Yeah. Nikola Tesla.
You had to be sure. He invented the phonograph.
Yeah.
And only him.
Guys, this is the last episode podcast, and Andres is alive.
We back.
Guys, Andres is alive.
Did I die?
Well, you weren't here last week.
Yeah, I wasn't, because you said let's not do it.
Well, do you even know what I did?
No.
You don't subscribe. You don't know anything about this podcast.
I don't listen to my own podcast that I record. Why would I do that?
I do sometimes, because sometimes it's good.
Well, I don't want to listen to my self-talk. Are you kidding me?
I only want to listen to my self-talk.
I can't think of anyone I want to listen less to than my self-talk.
Oh, I can think of so many people I'd rather listen to less.
No, that is within my grasp.
Yeah, okay.
That I know of.
Yeah. So last week, what I did was I recorded by myself for 5 minutes. I called it episode 122.
Not even like 21.5.
No, I called it 122 and said, "Hey guys, there's no real episode this week. This is just me saying there's no episode this week. I'm going to talk for 5 minutes and see what happens." And nothing happened. And so I stopped recording and uploaded that.
Did you talk about actually anything of value, or were you just like
you should listen to it?
Were you just killing time for 5 minutes?
I was literally killing time, just saying, "Hey guys, thanks for listening.
I love you."
This is hard.
And you made it awkward.
It's really hard to do a podcast by yourself. Try it one day.
No.
Okay.
I'd rather that's why I'm trying to make videos instead of a podcast, because you have things to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Then you
can't script a podcast, but you can script a video.
You can, but
if you're insane,
depends on the
sure.
podcast. Depends on the podcast, like Night Vale or whatever.
No, that's not even what I mean by like a discussion.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like solo discussion by yourself is hard. That's why people don't do them for like longer than.
I'm not smart like Bill Burr. I can't.
No, you're not insane like Bill Burr. Yeah, that's different.
Let me rephrase that. I'm not a dad like Bill Burr. That's what makes him so good. It's because he had a kid once.
That made him stronger.
That made him stronger because he ate that kid and absorbed its powers. That's what stem cell is.
Man,
that's what a stem cell is.
Speaking of eating kids, I was playing Bloodborne.
Well, hold on. Before we talk about eating kids.
No, it involves kids.
Oh, okay, cool. What happened?
That's a game that I'm glad I put the time into in my past 2 weeks of free time.
Talk about this. Why?
Bloodborne good.
Bloodborne good?
Bloodborne very good.
I've heard that. Okay, I'm done being retarded. Okay. Yeah, I've heard it's good. Is it?
I think I talked about it when I bought it.
Isn't it like Dark Souls but fun?
It is the Soulsborne genre because the game.
It's that's what it is.
It is the same genre.
But I'm saying like the gameplay doesn't. I've heard it's just Dark Souls but not annoying.
The main reason I picked it up was because of the pace of it, because it is faster.
Okay,
and
cool. That's good.
The Soul series, Demon from Dark 1 to 3, are games that like on paper. I should have played them when they came out and loved to death.
Yes.
Just by design, gameplay, and all that.
That sounds right up your alley.
It is supposed to be right up my alley.
Yeah.
But what really stopped me was, one, I wasn't in love with the setting.
Coco.
I actually have not seen Coco, and I kind of don't really care.
No, I was saying the song, I'm in love with the Coco. That was the reference I was making.
Didn't that guy die?
I don't know. Continue.
Was he in jail?
I don't honestly know if that... I don't know that song at all. I don't think I've ever heard that song.
I don't know
if a man or a woman...
Isn't that I Love Mahakonen or whatever the fuck? Or something. I think it's the artist's name who made that song.
All right, so back to
whatever,
eating
that
babies.
Was like 5 million years ago. Yeah, the Souls games but the setting was what stopped me. And it really shouldn't have, because it's what it is. It's dark Western fantasy from a Japanese perspective.
Yeah.
So
that sounds rad.
That means it's Berserk.
Yeah,
and that's not like a it's the biggest thing in Japan. That's dark fantasy.
No, no, by definition.
No, by the games themselves, they reference Berserk all the fucking time.
Yeah,
like they have the wheel skeletons are from like there's so many things like little bits that are from.
I guess we should mention Andres loves Berserk.
I love Berserk very much.
It's his favorite,
and I the reason I have to live is that I have to see that series end.
Yeah.
Because fuck.
Yeah.
What really stopped me was,
and you might do it. Who knows?
it's because I didn't like the whole design is that the game isn't super fast, so
Dark
that
Souls.
when you make a mistake, at least Demons and Dark 1 through 3, that they're not super fast games and enemies not fast for the most part. So that when you make an action, when you attack, you dedicate, you are committed to that swing.
Every move you make has
weight to it.
Every step you take,
you break away.
I'll be watching you
from the Dark Soul.
Yeah,
but I think I don't know if it was clunky it's not clunky. It's just I didn't enjoy how it felt. It just felt sluggish. Like I was when I was swinging a sword, I was like cutting through water. Yeah, in a way.
Every move that's why I've tried to play Dark Souls 2 and 3. Right, that's the only. I think I've seen
I've played. It's weird to say, but I played Demon Souls back when people didn't give a shit about the Soul series at all.
Yeah.
But not for a half hour at a friend's place because he rented it.
I might have seen someone play Dark Souls 1 because I think my cousin,
you probably have
because my cousin had that game
so much.
So I watched it. Maybe I don't remember.
I've seen,
but I know for a fact I've played 2 and 3.
Yeah, I've played the first. I think that's the second area of Dark Souls 2, the Forest of Giants. I think I got through most of it. But it's just it didn't feel right.
I didn't get very far in either game because. It doesn't feel fun. And it depends on the game, but I mostly like fast
because
stuff.
I'm pretty sure you're in the same camp that I am. That you
remember the games that were shaped my childhood is Mega Man.
Yeah,
and Devil May Cry. So
we're in the same wheelhouse of for games we prefer the challenge over the experience.
No. Not for me.
The challenge doesn't mean as much to you as it. Okay.
No, because for me, the experience is higher. But for me, But for me, the challenge, I like challenge. If there is I like slow pace. I don't know. And just Dark Souls didn't feel good to me.
In terms of playing a game and getting good at it means more to me than just a good experience.
Okay, yeah, that's the opposite.
That's what I meant.
That's the opposite for me.
Yeah, that's what I much prefer.
Yeah. And so Dark Souls totally makes sense for someone like you to like.
Yeah,
it's the style that you like. It's the feel. It's the in theory.
But
the mechanics. I
played Dark Souls 2 when it came out, and I was like, I'm not. I was at a friend's place, and I was not really a big fan of it. But I was like, maybe I'll come back to the series someday. And then Bloodborne came out. It was a PS4 only thing still is, by the way.
Yeah,
which is people have a beef with it because it's only on PS4.
I don't know why.
Deal with Sony to make it.
Okay,
because it's kind of a launch game, but not really. And I bought it a couple months ago, and I talked about how much I love the setting of it. And I spent the past 2 weeks, and I beat it. I beat the base game, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I realized what I did really like was the way they do design is much different. It changes from Souls game to Souls game, and from Bloodborne it's different too. Where for one, every Souls game you have you can use a shield. You have 3 options to attack an enemy. You can either it's high risk to low risk, but reward follows in suit. You can an enemy's going to attack you. You can A, parry, B, roll out of the way, or C, you can block it.
Yeah, that's basic Souls mechanics.
That's the 3 options you generally have for fighting an enemy. Yeah. But in Bloodborne, you only have 2.
What don't you have?
You have parry. You have an additional dodge, but it acts like a roll, but just shorter.
But you don't roll like you do in.
You do roll, but you roll faster.
Okay. It's a faster roll.
But
that makes a big deal.
You can sidestep to the left and right. You can do a little quick step.
It's a lot more movement based.
Yeah, but there is no blocking. They gave you a wooden shield. You find one, and they even say in the description where it's it won't block much. It'll do its job sometimes. Yeah. But the item pretty much is telling you,
dodge.
You're not going to block. You're not going to find any shields that are like this.
Yeah.
So what they kind of do instead is that when you take damage, it's kind of it reminds me kind of like a fighting game where when you take damage, you have your health bar. Some of it gets kind of discolored. So it's called the rally system, where when that's discolored, you can, if you attack the enemy while that's happening, you can get some of that health back. So it forces you to play the game aggressively, which I like playing games very aggressively. So it kind of worked out, but it's a weird kind of benefit and problem because fighting enemies that are not human based feels just kind of like bad PvP. I think the PvP in Souls is stupid.
I've never
in those games.
I don't think I've ever seen what it looks like
because it's min-maxing bullshit.
I don't know
because you build stats to min-max, so it is just min-maxing pick a build that's strong for PvP. Like it feels stupid.
These are terms I don't know or care about. I know them, but I don't know what they mean.
You
I
build
don't
a
care.
character like you build like an RPG.
Okay.
Like you build stats.
Got it.
So certain weapons or armor you do
Okay,
better with.
Got it.
But I have always hated that kind of stuff for like PvP.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's in the other, you do fight like other human enemies in the other Souls games, but I'm sure it has to be better than in Bloodborne. Because in Bloodborne, they are fast and quick, but they have unlimited stamina and unlimited ammo for their gun, which they can use to counter or attack you from far away.
Uh-huh.
So it feels unfair.
Yeah.
Because in the other games, they could block, they could parry, they could roll like you could. And they had unlimited stamina, but you had more options.
Mm-hmm.
But when they can roll and dodge forever and have unlimited, like their resources are unfair against you. And there are points where you have to fight like more than one at one time, and it feels shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Souls games always had issues with like fighting multiple enemies at one time, from what I can see.
Yeah.
But
the meme of roll out of the way.
It feels very good to roll into an attack and be invincible during it. It feels, because you feel, especially in Bloodborne where it's like be aggressive, you're rolling through like a giant monster sweep.
Mm-hmm.
But I found that game has a weird difficulty thing where I want to look into this more. That's my first ever like Soulsborne game.
Mm-hmm.
That game at the beginning is the hardest it's ever been.
Oh,
and
wow.
it gets easier and it spikes a little bit over the game, but the beginning of it is the most trouble I had with it. By far.
Wow.
By far, the beginning was the most trouble I ever had with it.
Interesting. Because
getting used to like how you swing, your stamina, your health, learning how to counter and dodge. And the first two bosses are really tough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's for people who are new, because the game isn't like any Souls game. It plays differently.
Yeah.
And you're made to be aggressive. There's no real defensive options just to kind of play it lame for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, like I had an easier time and all that. But I realized, man, Lovecraft stuff is kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
Lovecraftian shit is kind of dope.
Yeah. There's a reason why
I've never got given it like more than just like that's kind of the stories are neat, I guess, and then just kind of move on.
Have you ever read any story? Okay.
Never read an H.P. Lovecraft story, that's what you're asking. I read like stories that are
just
like, Lovecrafty in.
Read the I know this is dumb or not dumb.
I just don't know where to start, actually.
Yeah, okay. So I know this is probably gonna sound like cliche or whatever. Just read the Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually wanted to play the game Call of Cthulhu for a long time now.
It's fairly short and it's a good easy introduction to H.P. Lovecraft. Because it's the most like lukewarm H.P. Lovecraft book.
Because everyone says that Cthulhu is like, that's like the one that everyone knows.
It's the most accessible to read. That's why.
Yeah.
Because it
reads
like an actual story. Like everything. A lot of other Lovecraft stories feel weird because there's no like structure to them. Kind of.
From what I've seen, like he like overly details rooms or something weird like that.
Exactly. It's all about feel, and
he's like Tolkien where he over describes things.
Totally, it's all about feel.
Okay.
Because what makes, at least for me, what makes H.P. Lovecraft such an interesting writer is because like the way he builds stories and worlds and stuff.
Is this very tiny mouth?
Yes. No.
Have you seen him, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
He has a very tiny mouth.
He does have it's weird. Yeah, I see it. No, what it is the creatures and stuff are creepy and interesting, but it's the way they make you. It's a way it makes the characters feel is way more interesting than like any. Yeah, it's Matt because he's kind of the inventor of like that, like not inventor, but like made that into the mainstream for horror of just like you losing your mind because something's so crazy. Like,
which I realized how much I like that concept because there is like a very like the very loose story of Bloodborne is that. And
another thing, like there's kind of no excuse for someone not to read H.P. Lovecraft at this point because it's all free. There's no copyright on it.
Yeah,
it's one of the few things. It's one of the like few good things like that are like literally have zero copyright.
You know what should be public access but isn't because fuck you, Mickey Mouse.
Oh, that's because Disney has changed the law.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and they're gonna do it again. They're up. I think up in like 2024 or something like that. To do it. And it's gonna happen again because
it should be free domain like Betty Boop, but fucking no.
Nope. Disney is too, and they get more tied with the government every single year.
So dumb.
Yeah, this is
let it be free domain like classical music, you fucks.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, Lovecraft shit is cool.
It's cool. It's free. Go get it.
And I realized like why I got into it is like
you can get a collection of every single Lovecraft story at like Barnes and Noble for $5. That's not even like literally $5.
And then like didn't he have like other authors that were like in the same kind of genre that he did that he collaborated with?
Because he started out in like a horror magazine thing. and so
That was a thing.
yeah. So you can
Man, I live in a bad
you
time.
can you can find those are also fun to read because they're they're extremely short. There's like a couple paragraphs, some of them.
Yeah.
Like you can just read those too. Those are fun.
Do you know? I
have,
remember
like,
there was
free
a
time or whatever.
creature. I don't know if it was from his stories or someone else's, but it was referenced in like some Wham City comedy, like short
Probably
series.
was Lovecraft.
No, it
like
might
most
be.
likely.
But I'm trying to describe. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, what
There's a
was
creature where it can invade like the space of mortals
Mm-hmm.
if you are in a room with corners.
Oh, that's
Like
interesting.
the
I don't
hounds
know.
of something. Where it's like if you have like corners in the space you are at,
Mhm.
that's where they can come and invade.
Interesting.
It's
I
some weird-
don't know this one.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of
I just realized I made myself sound like I'm an HP Lovecraft like expert. I've read like 3 books.
okay. No, I'm wondering if it showed up or not. I think,
Yeah,
I think they're called the Hounds of Tyndalos is what they're called.
Yeah. Okay.
But I remember like why I liked how, because the story is just like you're a foreigner in this town called Yarnum, which has
Mhm.
gone to hell. Like lycanthropy is broken out, people are becoming into werewolves, and it's gotten so bad that like people are like, it's a really cool like setting thing, which I want to get into the Souls games because they do it so well. Is that
Mhm.
they tell stories in their settings so well. Because when you wake up, you're in a hospital area,
Mm-hmm.
and you get out into the streets of Yarnum.
I'm going to cut you off, kind of. I think we've been talking about blood for too long.
Well, no,
So-
I just want to say like why it got really interesting and
Okay.
why I want to give shit about
Alright.
Lovecraft stuff
Alright.
is that you see the city like it's like Gothic architecture. And
Alright.
you see like all this kind of like you see coffins in the street because there's so many dead bodies and all these like weird mutated people that become werewolves or whatever. But as you play, like the game takes place in one night, so the more bosses you beat, like the night progresses.
Mhm.
But at the same time, when you beat bosses and other items you get, they give you something called insight, which they describe as you are gaining slowly the knowledge of what they call the old ones. And they say,
That's
well,
straight up.
yeah, it is like they're not trying to like shy. They're not.
Okay.
They're not like we're just like not
This
saying
is
like,
HP
there's not
Lovecraft.
no, they're not at all. They're not trying to do that whatsoever.
but I'm
Tentacles show up out of people's arms.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing that.
No. But I'm saying like the name is
Yeah,
like
insight,
is
like
straight
the
up
great,
just
like the
taken
old ones
from-
of the great, yeah.
Yeah.
And you get like they seem to like the knowledge of great ones. Like, while it might drive men mad, what better purpose in life than to understand the limits of the ones like that kind of speech.
Mhm.
And when like the night progresses and you gain more of that insight, it's like a currency you get in the game.
Mhm.
The world around you, what you perceive, actually changes.
Oh whoa.
Like certain enemies, like you can see why they do more damage because they have a glow on their sides, or you see like these little things called the messengers, like on levers and all these kinds of things. And the more the night
You're gonna
progresses,
see stuff more.
you see, yeah, you
It
you have
changes
more,
gameplay
it's
and
called
stuff.
insight because you get to see more. Yeah. But the more the night goes on, the more of that crazy Lovecraft shit shows up.
Mhm.
And there is a boss that shows up that it's a shame it's an easy boss. It's legitimately disgusting.
Oh, cool.
Like it grossed me out.
Yeah, that's HP
And I'm like,
Lovecraft for
wow,
you.
that's kind of awesome. I've never been grossed out by a boss before.
You know what's fun to do if
fleshy.
before you go and read like read Call of Cthulhu or whatever, but like even before that,
Mhm.
it's probably actually before that I would suggest so you can learn who Cthulhu is, and
Yeah.
he's the prisoner of Rillia and he's the son of whatever. But
I know he's
just
a big
go on
tentacle boy.
just go like read HP Lovecraft wikis and just like look for creatures that you think look cool and read about them.
Yeah. I always
And
kind of
and
like
kind of learn the lineage, like learn like who's the son of who and
Isn't
where
kind
they
of-
come from.
isn't
and-
it kind of the canon, like the pictures that people make are not what they look like, but what they can kind of describe by what they
Yeah,
can
so that's another
comprehend?
thing about Lovecraft because it's such an old thing. There's like the canon of Lovecraft is
Mhm.
kind of like the canon of old Star Wars, where it's just like it's kind of fan driven. Like it's what makes it better. Like which is why everyone loved like the extended universe of Star Wars because it's the amount of knowledge and like that it's the communal knowledge of like the fans that make the Lovecraftian lore so cool. Because
like,
in
it's
the books, I mean, it's there. Lovecraft kind of knew what he was doing, but it totally it's not the way, not at the level it should. Like he did not write it the level it is today.
to how big it got.
To how connected it is, not at all. Like that. And some people might argue that, but based off of what I've seen and what I've read, like he did not plan it out the way it's planned out now. But
Well,
like,
they were all short stories at first. It's not like
exactly.
they do-
He was a short story author for a while, and then actually started writing books. Like
They
that.
used to make money as an author back in the day.
Yeah,
Just
well,
making short stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Magazines.
Like I said, he started out by writing short stories in the back of magazines. Like that's what he did. But
and now you're an author and you make no money.
yeah,
Unless you did something cool before you're an author.
yeah, exactly.
Which sucks, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like after reading Bloodborne, like all these cool things that like Lovecraft stuff's kind of neat and all that.
really is. What got me to look that stuff was Call of Duty Zombies, because they started adding all the HP, and I was like, oh, and because you kind of had to learn the story, is to learn the HP Lovecraft stuff to how that ties into zombies. Okay, I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to talk about two things. First, I'm going to talk about a charity thing, and then I'll talk about a thing that's amazing that happened also. But the charity thing. So, if you guys don't know, I am part of the Hurt Record Street team, and we help a boy named Ben Down, who's been on this podcast twice, manage figure out what he's going to do for his record label, Hurt Records, and stuff. But they are collaborating with a charity called War Child, and I honestly don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, because when he was talking to us about this, he seemed like, I don't know, like, hey, don't talk about this. But all I can say is there is based off of what he was saying, what it sounds like I can say is there are horrible things happening over a certain part of the planet where there's literal genocide happening, and he witnessed with his own eyes a mass grave of about 250 dead children. And so there's this charity called War Child that goes around and helps children in these areas not become that. And so he has on Hurt Records, you can go to hurtrecords.com, and it should be on the front page, like right in the middle, the Hurt Records compilation 2017. For $1, you can buy 22 tracks of audio. It's an album, pretty much. It's a collection of different songs from various artists on the label, and then interviews, and just not interviews, but like the artist talking about what song they chose, like Ben talking about it, John and Callum and different artists and stuff talking about why they chose what they chose and stuff like that. It's very interesting, different genres of music that you may or may not be interested in. There's from hard rock to metal to hip hop, rock to hip hop to whatever. There's a weird mix of genre. It's hard to pin.
Is there any polka music?
Not yet, but I will talk to Ben about putting polka on the label.
Signing a polka artist.
Yes, that would be amazing. I'm sure. I know for a fact he'd be down.
There has to be some like experimental polka artist out there.
Well, I know he's working on a new album or an EP for Two Down. His rap rock. It's the easiest way to describe that band. Rap rock band, and where they're going to be his first ever pop album. They're doing. Ben has never done a pop album.
Whatever he deems as pop.
Well, overproduced is what.
That's what I know. It's like, yeah, what? That's what he. Yeah, thinks
it's still
going
to sound like Two Down.
It's going to sound clean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he thinks is pop, which is his perception.
No,
of it.
I haven't heard anything that they haven't recorded. Like, I haven't even finished writing yet, but there's a whole Kickstarter about that. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about the charity. War Child is what it's called. If you don't want to buy this record for $1 for some reason, just remember the name War Child when you're, because we're the other day.
Is it a charity that one of them started, or is it just like a charity?
No, this is an actual charity that's been around since like the 90s.
It's a self-started thing.
Yeah, and they have like different like sections. Like if you go to like warchild.org, it'll say like, where do you want to go? War Child America, War Child UK, War Child, like they're in different countries doing stuff. So he's working with War Child UK doing the stuff over in this area of the world.
He's a UK boy.
I don't know if I can. I honestly don't know. I may be protecting myself for no reason, but I honestly don't know.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got the important thing out.
Ben's a very secretive person who likes to keep his stuff secret, and so I want to be as respectful as I possibly can. But anyways, yeah, go to hurtrecords.com and go check stuff out. Go check this charity out and help some people. Help some kids not end up in a child mass grave. Because when I heard that, I was like, that's fucked. So there you go. Also, on other less depressing things, an amazing thing has happened today. Today is Monday as we're recording this, and it hopefully will be uploaded today as well, if all goes well. If God does not strike me down.
Gunshots.
Remember the little YouTube channel called SourceFed People?
I don't.
All right. Well, there's a YouTube channel called
like how I'm the people.
I know, right? There's a YouTube channel called SourceFed that was started by Phil DeFranco and then got sold off to Discovery, and Discovery ruined it. And so what they ended up that channel got canceled last year. And they
not deleted, it was like actually canceled.
There were 40 people working on that staff, and within I think 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks.
It was like 2 weeks or so. About somewhere around 2 weeks, all 40 of those people became unemployed. And so
Like a couple people stayed for
Like
a bit,
a
but
couple
then
people stayed, but like
they left shortly after.
yeah, exactly. Most of them, I don't know. I don't know the numbers. Maybe 5 people stayed.
Yeah, like not
But
a ton.
At least 30 people lost their jobs within a matter of 2 weeks for no reason other than, we don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And so, screw you, Discovery. But the 4 people that kind of started SourceFed, which was Joe Beretta, who got famous on YouTube from a little sketch group that a lot of people don't know about called Barats and Beretta. Well, people don't know about anymore, but that was huge back in the day, was Barats and Beretta. So Joe Beretta, Elliot Morgan, who's a stand-up comedian who's amazing, Lee Newton, who is an improv comedian who's amazing, and Steve Zaragoza, who's a goddamn madman who's amazing.
Trickster God.
Trickster God, who's amazing. He is Loki himself.
Who has a very cool voice.
He's the best. Up there with Alex Jones, honestly. Like top 5 voices ever. He can scream quietly, and it sounds
that's the best way to describe it. He can scream quietly, and it sounds cool.
And it sounds cool.
That's the premise of how cool his voice is.
Yeah. So like I said, Steve Zaragoza, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, Elliot Morgan. They were the ones, the original SourceFed hosts on SourceFed, and over the years of that channel, each of them individually kind of left. The person that stayed the longest was Steve. I mean, he stayed all the way to the end. But all of them left to do other bigger and better and things. But now that SourceFed's gone, these people have stayed friends. And so they decided, hey, let's make something together. And then they did. And today was the first day it got uploaded. And I'm only talking about this because I love it so much.
And
I love these.
And it also just happened.
It just happened. And I love these humans so much. I want them to do so well. I'm actually going to end up being I've never used Patreon before.
We've used the term patron before.
I've never been a patron for anything before, but I'm going to make a Patreon account today and give these people my money.
You should get the tier that lets you talk to them.
I'm gonna get the $5 tier just because I'm poor.
What's that one, dude?
I think you get exclusive Q&As. That's like the most that you get, which is like cool. That's fine. Honestly, it's mostly just like I get something.
And they get $3.
The $3 is the lowest, but you don't get anything out of it. So I was like, okay, I'll do $5 then. That way I get something and you get money.
Yeah.
But anyways, the channel is called The Valley Folk. So if you go to, I believe they have the URL now, youtube.com/The Valley Folk, but you can just type in The Valley Folk.
If they don't have it by recording, they have to have it by the time this is out.
Yeah, but you could just go to The Valley Folk on, like, to search that on YouTube, and the first video is their introduction video. And so they will be doing sketches and improv comedy and just comedy related stuff to make you happy in this crazy world at the moment. And so
is this gonna be like their main focus now?
This is their main. Yeah, this is gonna be their main. Okay. I mean, they're all gonna still like Elliot's still gonna do stand up. Lee Newton just started. Actually, is just starting to work in the Groundlings, which I don't know if anyone.
Wait,
knows.
That sounds familiar.
The Groundlings is the biggest, most important improv.
Yeah, that's like
yeah,
I know that group.
Melissa McCarthy is well known.
That's why, because
in,
she's broke out from that.
Yeah, like a lot of people, a lot of amazing, and it's extremely difficult. So like to be even for Groundlings to even look at Lee Newton and say like, yeah, you can work here, kind of.
Yeah,
we can give you a chance.
We'll give you a shot.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be great. Like everyone's still gonna do their own things. Steve still has a million podcasts, Dynamic Banter, Cloverfields.
Are they still doing that goddamn Lost podcast?
Yeah. They stopped. They finished the series, which I haven't yet, but they finished the series, and so now they're doing the podcast. It feels like a first time. They're like watching movies and stuff and doing reviews on that, but it's still the same thing. So yes, that podcast still exists. It feels like the first time. I think they'll be doing Breaking Bad for their next show.
They should do a podcast and watch all of Law and Order.
Oh my God, no.
Including SVU.
Yeah.
Actually, no, only watch SVU. SVU is the funny one.
No, they should do one doing all of Doctor Who
from
the original, from 1963 on.
Lewis, you wouldn't even do that without the podcast.
I remember once I told
Lewis,
myself,
you call yourself a Whovian.
No, I know.
You haven't seen all of it because you don't have to.
No, that's the thing. I remember
shit.
I told myself once I was going to try, and then I watched like the first like 6 they're not episodes, but like groups of like 3 or 4 episodes, because that's how the arcs work. I watched like the first 5 or 6 and then realized, oh, this is slow.
Lewis, I'm a casual Star Trek fan. I can't watch all of the original Star Trek. I can't do it.
Anyways,
I can't do it with those black faced makeup they did for, oh my God.
So here's the main
pace.
So here's the main thing I want you guys to watch. If you haven't watched, I want you to type in on YouTube Bad Influencers. It's on Elliot Morgan's channel, and it is a 20-minute little pilot that they sent out to full screen that didn't get picked up, which makes it way funnier.
Because it's about what
it's about 4 people trying to pitch a pilot to full screen and not getting picked up. So anyways, there was a lot of budget in that pilot, and they couldn't, it wasn't picked up, so they couldn't finish it. But now that they're starting this channel and getting a bunch of patrons and going to start making money, hopefully this series, Bad Influencers, will continue. Which you guys have heard us talk about this channel called Sugarbind 7 a lot, because Sugarbind 7, in my opinion, is the best content that YouTube has ever created.
Dude, did you see,
ever been on YouTube? I mean,
they've blown the fuck up.
Yeah, they have.
They have 1 million subscribers.
Oh well, okay,
that's craziness.
Okay, you don't know this then. What they did, that's Steven.
No, I know it's Steve's old channel, but when they started,
you don't know. So Steve already had like 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but like they grew, that's what I mean. They grew 500,000, like just for that content.
No, they grew like 300,000, which is still. I'm not saying.
Well, they're at 1 million now. Just the math.
I'm not saying SP7 hasn't blown up. They obviously has blown up. Every video gets like 300,000 views.
Yeah.
which is way more important in my opinion than like subscriber count. They get a lot of.
And
views.
they're on Rooster Teeth's bankroll
and
now.
They're on Rooster Teeth. They have their own Rooster Teeth's first show,
which sucks for me because I don't care about Rooster Teeth.
I know.
But
I
whatever.
want to watch them play games, but it's only on Rooster Teeth.
I don't want to watch them play games. I like them their live action.
Oh well, I like them as people, so I just want to see.
I like them
whatever.
as people, not as gamers. If that makes any sense.
Well. I think
they're more fun outside of video game shit.
That's fine. Anyway,
gotta be
I
weirder.
agree, but I want to see all of it.
Sure, yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is SP7, Sugarbind 7, the show is a weird meta alternative lifestyle, real life, fake life.
Think of it kind of like they brought The Office and vlogging together.
What people say is,
but way more improv.
It's a mixture of The Office, Arrested Development, and vlogging.
Yeah,
which is the best way to describe it. I think
with somewhat planned improv and very sporadically like scripted events.
Yeah, very sporadically
like it's a TV show.
Yeah, exactly. It's really
unique. And it's
unique
also, we talked about it, it's such a good idea that how come no one's ever done it?
Yeah.
And now people are starting to kind of do it in their own weird ways.
Yeah. So anyways,
it's awesome.
The Bad Influencers thing, the thing with the Valley folks are doing, it's not, I don't want to say it's like that because it really isn't. It's more of its own show thing, but all the characters are their own names. Like all the characters in that are the real people that are going to be existing. And so
they play themselves as a character. I'm
very interested to see, because I know for a fact, because Steven Suptic, who runs Sugarbind 7, and James DeAngelis, who I think used to be a DP or did something at SourceFed also. He worked there.
Wasn't Steven a host?
Yeah, exactly. Suptic was a host. Like he was in SourceFed. But
my little chicken boy.
Yeah, my little chicken boy.
My favorite lesbian. Where did the joke come from?
I don't know. I don't remember.
The comments confuse me every time. Why is he everyone's favorite lesbian? I don't understand.
I think
was it his hair?
I think that was. I think that's because I think on a SourceFed podcast, I think someone called him Ellen. And like said it looked like Ellen, okay. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, my favorite lesbian," and so they just call him, yeah,
because people still call him that.
I think, yeah, exactly.
Also, I don't know where Chicken Boy comes from, but it makes me laugh.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Chicken Boy makes me laugh.
That was as good.
Chicken Boy.
I think Raina said that to him first, but anyways, the point is, they all know each other. All these people have started on SourceFed, like.
They made appearances in there, like even after SourceFed ended.
Steve has been, like Steve and Elliot have both been on, and I think Joe Beretta was on there once. Like, have all been on Sugarbind 7 before, and so I think it'd be very interesting to see that collab, because I think
it would make sense.
I have theories on how that would work. I don't want to say them because I think they're really good. I don't want to be mad
that they might do something cooler than your idea,
because
they might.
No, even worse, do something not as cool as my idea.
They just go, hey, they're over here.
Yeah, exactly.
I would actually like that way more, just to fuck with you. It's like, hey, this is bigger bill. It's like, oh no, they're just here.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I don't know. Either way, I'm excited, as you can tell, to see. Because like I said before, when SourceFed got canceled, SourceFed changed my life. Like, honestly,
lots of people's.
Yeah, it changed a lot of people.
It was a big fucking thing.
They're the SNL of YouTube. Like, that's how big they were. Like they're important. Like, as important SNL is to people is how important SourceFed is to people.
Because like
that's not even an exaggeration.
Like groups of personalities like of purely comedy or were around when they came out were not
purely. Well, they were a news thing.
No, but like they evolved something else,
which is kind of their downfall in a way. Because they were signed on as a news thing, and one of the biggest problems with SourceFed, I think, is why it declined, is because they didn't know how they wanted to mix the news and the comedy correctly.
It's not easy. It's
not easy at all. I don't know if you know this. When SourceFed started, they used to do a thing called 20 minutes or less, where they would make 5 videos a day.
That's insane for that time.
Yeah. And each of them were less than 5 minutes, and they all added to 20 minutes, and so it was called 20 minutes or less. Yeah, insane for that time. This is like 2012. Like,
yeah, be funny, make 5 short ones every day.
Yeah, make 5 videos every day. Yeah, that's what Source started.
It's a bit unreasonable.
And then it ended up them just spitting water in their face, like each other's faces. And like I like all of that stuff, like from the news to spitting water in each other's faces. But the transition, I think, is what kept alienating fans, but also making fans who like them as people like them even more, because it was just about the people.
But now all that shit's gone, and now they're just themselves.
Exactly. So now they're just making a new thing. Again, it's called the Valley Folk. I keep forgetting what it's called because I just learned about the name today. But they already have like 10,000 subscribers, like 1,000 patrons, which is insane. Literally, actually insane, because this was announced like within 2 hours, 1,000 patrons and 10,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
My mind is like, that blows my mind, and I'm so happy for them because I really want them to. I want them to succeed in the best possible way. I want to see Lee Newton become like the biggest groundlings freaking performer. I want Elliot Morgan to have his own freaking Netflix special. HBO doesn't count. Netflix specials.
I want Elliot Morgan just to keep existing.
I love Elliot Morgan. He
intimidates me.
Yeah, I'd be scared to talk to him.
Yeah, that's why, like, his
because he's so smart.
His brain intimidates me.
He's starting a podcast with his roommate about philosophy.
I don't want to listen to that. I'm gonna feel extra dumb.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm intimidated.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the thing. So, those are the two things I want to talk about, and now we can actually talk about the things that we actually want to talk about, which is
this source fit, all this stuff you don't want to talk about. They paid you to say.
I know,
this.
right? Yeah, they paid me. I wish. No, they don't even have to pay. I'm just glad
you're paying them to talk about it.
I'm so glad. You guys have no idea. I almost cried today when I saw this. It's such a big deal.
All they would need is just like one big channel like SB7 just to talk about them once, and then they'll be fine forever.
They already have like 10,000 subscribers.
No, but like fine. Just to give them that little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they will. SB7 will definitely.
The patrons matter, but like the subs let them get more views.
Like Philip DeFranco's going to probably talk about it in his video.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
I mean, he made
they're all still friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Elliot was even like pitching a show to them.
I think that's still going to happen.
I hope it does.
But there's some weird things. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, for sure, this channel is going to be big. I promise you. And we are in a new golden age of YouTube, which sucks because we're in the worst time for YouTube.
In terms of like making money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
From the site itself.
Yeah. Well, it's from other things too. Just this videos not even political videos getting blocked in like every country but America. Like that's a big deal that's happening.
Yeah, weird problems. But
but
the people that care have the fans that care.
But there's so much good content from SB7 to this new the new Valley Folk. I gotta remember that name. It's a new name, and I gotta remember it. There's so much. Arlo
find out there.
Like I know another channel that I want to shout out, just unrelated to anything. It's just a gaming channel called Arlo.
He's okay.
And I like Arlo, but I'm just saying it's just unique content. I'm just saying now's the time for a lot of unique content that I really haven't seen anywhere else. I've been watching YouTube forever.
I wish Neil Sirsagia would make more videos again.
I don't even know who that is.
Harry Potter Puppet Pals is his biggest thing. Oh,
God. Yeah.
He also made the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. He's made a ton of shit
you know. That's Lemon Demon then. That's the Lemon Demon guy.
Demon. That's him.
Okay. Oh my God.
Neil's one of my favorite creators of all time.
Oh my God. That just
I miss him making videos.
That just I just remember.
By the way,
the
Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny is just Ready Player One.
Yes. Yeah.
But good. Because Bill Cosby kills everybody, and then it feels way worse nowadays in the modern times.
Hey, look, I like Ready Player One. It's a really good book.
I will never read that book.
Just watch the movie.
The more excerpts that I see of it, the more I go, how the fuck do you like this, Lewis? I don't understand. I don't understand.
You know what's funny?
You know such a jackass.
One of the funniest part about this
is that in the book he talks about how masturbating is so awesome.
No, that is funny.
No, it's not. It's fucked up and creepy and weird.
Okay, no. No, the funniest
wrong with
you want to know
everybody?
how I read that book? Audiobook. Do you want to know who
Will Wheaton, who I also don't like.
Yeah, Will Wheaton.
Moving on. Fuck this subject.
All right.
YouTube's cool. Moving on.
Animaniacs.
Oh God, I'm scared. I'm from anger to fear.
Fair.
Animaniacs, one of the most, I think, seriously, still underrated cartoons of all time for how big it was.
Top 3 animation series of all time.
It's one of my favorite.
Futurama is my favorite, but
I think it's like one of my favorite.
It's probably number
animated
2
comedies of all time.
Yeah, it's probably number 2.
Animaniacs was next level with everything it is. Yeah. But Animaniacs, as announced, I think maybe a couple days ago.
Speaking to the mic.
Animaniacs is getting 2 brand new seasons out of nowhere, only for Hulu in 2020.
I have Hulu. So
yeah, you do.
So yay, but
like a show coming back and being funded by a streaming service, that's not new.
No.
Like the Top Gear guys made basically Top Gear again for Amazon.
Yeah.
Netflix has funds a bajillion shows. Or like
Amazon's going to be doing a Lord of the Rings show.
Yeah, which we talked about, and which is so crazy to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, Warner Brothers Animation, which they still exist.
Yeah, I didn't know
still
that.
does new things. Yeah, shooting for a 2020 release date.
Wow.
But
All the same voice actors that are alive.
Yeah, still until okay, let me read the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
Spielberg is still producing, which we did last time.
Cool.
But Rob Paulson
Mhm.
and Jess Harnell from this article are confirmed to be turning to their roles.
Yeah, which is
Rob Paulson is like the big get.
What about what's her name?
Not confirmed from what I've seen.
She better.
Maybe it might have been updated from like when I got the story.
I can't remember her name, and it makes me so sad because she's also amazing.
You mean the one who played Dot?
Yeah.
Is she still alive?
Is
That's
she?
what actually you have to ask.
I don't
Is she
remember.
still alive?
I don't remember.
Because remember the 90s had a lot of voice actors. Like remember Rob Paulson isn't a young boy.
No.
I love Rob Paulson. He has an amazing talk show and
Billy
all that.
West is another one that.
Oh, I did not know how old Billy West was.
I get scared looking at him.
Yeah, because I saw that
I was
amazing.
like, no, please.
I saw that amazing thing he did on Talking Tunes with Rob Paulson, like their live action podcast.
Yeah.
And seeing Billy West, I'm like, oh God, Billy West, you're so old.
Yeah, he is.
But your Fry voice is like so.
He just says like he says.
Billy West is a god, but.
Billy West, he talks about his Fry voice is just what he sounded like when he was 20.
But how can he still do that?
I know. That's
what freaks me out. How can he do that?
Yeah.
It's madness.
Remember on Futurama, he's simultaneously the voice of a young man and an old man.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
Talking to himself.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like Rick
I'm excited,
and Morty.
but it's like from what I've seen, like other reports that a lot of most, if not all, the writers are not coming back.
Yeah. Like
the original script writers.
Which you told me about, and I got sad.
Which I'm gonna check again when I'm talking about it to make sure, but it could still be pretty good because from what I remember, though, a lot of those writers were from stand-up comedy.
Yeah, they're all comedians. Like,
but that's not how cartoons were like that, and then they stopped being that way.
Yeah,
I think
because
the Gravity Falls staff were like for people from comedy writers, which is why that show works so well because it's from.
I mean, animation doesn't have the kind of respect that it used to, mostly because it doesn't exist. Like,
what do you mean? And like what?
Like in the way it used to, like where.
I mean, like winning like Peabody prizes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like
animation
used to win Emmys.
Alive.
Like when's the last animated show that you've seen win an Emmy?
I can't think of one, but not too long ago. Oh, I know Steven Universe won was winning awards.
Oh, really?
And all that. Yeah, for episodes and all that.
Maybe I'm not.
Animation gets awards and all that kind of shit.
I will be. Maybe I'm not as.
Well, because we're over that era of like, oh, animation won an award. Yeah, who cares? Move on. Like Beauty and the Beast. Oh wow, won an award.
Okay, true.
For people who are in the industry who gives a shit. It doesn't matter.
Okay, fair.
It doesn't matter that animation just has to exist.
Yeah.
Like as much as I love Adult Swim and much as I hate they keep approving shitty animated shows, they keep approving new animated shows.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Pickles is fucking terrible.
I haven't seen any.
It's an edgy show for edgy's sake.
Okay, whatever.
It's super gel with none of the fun nuance or quirkiness.
Cool.
But whatever.
So like Rick and Morty, but not smart. I'm kidding.
No, but like the fact that Rick and Morty exists.
Yeah. No, totally.
And got as big as it did does not mean animation is like not respected anymore or whatever.
Right. All right, fair.
Like animation's still totally alive and still totally around for adults and
it
kids.
It just feels like it's not. I don't know.
You're just out of the animation loop.
I think that's what it is.
Because there's tons of good stuff coming out.
Either way, Animaniacs back, yay, maybe. Yay, maybe.
Okay, if they still have songs, then yay.
Oh, they're still gonna have songs.
No, because there's no guarantee. Because remember, new writers.
There's no way. Animaniacs doesn't work without.
Because remember,
having
like
songs.
Animaniacs was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it feels like it was made by people
from the future.
From the future who went back to the past. You know, if you get what I mean.
It's like Doctor Who.
No, no, that's not what I mean. Like, think of like the style of like the way like.
I don't mean the style, by the way. I meant like the person Doctor Who. Like I'm saying, like from the future going to the past.
No, I mean like comedians that were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Who went back to the past to understand how do people talk from the 60s and 50s.
Okay.
And then make fun of that in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's such a weird way of like how they like think of the way like Wacko talks.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like they have like weird old
like
accents.
classic British accent.
But one of like the opening jokes in the opening is Bill Clinton playing the sax.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's very of its time.
Totally.
But I think it can work outside of the 90s. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, who are they going to write this show for? The audience. Like think about it.
Everyone, like, you and I, and everyone older.
The premise of the Animaniacs is that they are three characters who live in the Warner Brothers water tower.
Yeah. Yeah, true. That's a. Yeah.
How many people still know about that water tower, or kids even know about that anymore?
Yeah,
that's not a big part of the show, but
that is. the idea of the Warner Brothers lot, like
that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
People know like the Universal lots and all that kind of stuff. It's like a theme park, but
people that got burned down though.
Warner Brothers as an idea, like the lots at Universal.
I feel like the studio set aspect of
does that even
Universal
matter to people?
Exactly. I don't think it matters as much as it used to. I think it's more about like the.
But are they gonna making fun of YouTube bullshit on Animaniacs? Is that what they're gonna do? Because I kind of don't want that either.
Who knows? It's gonna be released in 2020.
Yeah, like what are they gonna make fun of? What are they gonna blame? Because like Animaniacs was like all over the place.
Yeah.
They would make fun of modern day stuff. They would go back.
Here's
to
a
the
weird
past.
thing to think. By the time that comes out, like Trump won't be president. Like might not be.
Yeah, are they
president.
gonna do political jokes?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they did make fun of politics
They
in
did.
Animaniacs a little bit. Like it was not heavy. It was like very just. It was cartoonish.
They did it in a good way. Like yeah.
And then they made jokes for adults. Like they made a joke about Oedipus Rex and how his mother wouldn't like what he's doing.
Yeah.
And like all these other weird. So are they gonna write it for kids?
I don't know.
Or for people like us who grew up with it, or people older than us who grew up with it?
We really grew up with it. Well, we didn't really grow up with it.
We got the aftertaste of it. Like I did grow up with like Animaniacs.
We grew up with it. We grew up with the reruns.
Yeah, on Channel 5 for me in California.
Exactly. That's what
Kids
we grew
WB.
up on.
Like Piggy and the Brain. Like are they gonna bring them back as a cameo because they did cross over?
Yeah.
Like there's so many cool possibilities, but.
Because that thing, Animaniacs was almost a sketch show.
Yeah,
sometimes
it was a bunch of like vignettes strung together
that had a narrative.
Do
somehow.
you think Hello Nurse joke will come back?
Yeah, see that joke is so of like that's not of the time though because it's like a
goofy joke.
It's like a 50s 60s
it's
style
making fun
joke.
of like the bug guys, all the pretty lady. It's making fun of like that kind of shit, like pulling out the neck, like that kind of style of comedy. It's like putting it.
That was in like
are they gonna bring it back?
60s and 70s,
or are they gonna make fun of that joke in a meta way again?
How?
Because the joke of Hello Nurse itself is like two meta jokes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Are they gonna make fun of it in another recursive way? Are they just gonna like?
Is it joke? Yeah, it's gonna be
throw it out and do something else.
Is it gonna be too up its own ass?
That's what I'm wondering.
It can easily be
because Animaniacs was kind of up its own ass. Like the characters were self-aware.
Yeah, but it was charming.
Yeah, it was
like
yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm comparing things that are just not. I was about to compare it to Han Solo as a character.
What? No,
I know.
not even close.
I know. That's why I was like, these comparisons I'm making are just not good.
I thought you were gonna make a bat like Deadpool or whatever.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna do
that.
Killed
myself on this podcast.
I was gonna like, no, good God, Lewis, no.
You quit on the spot.
But this show could be great, bringing it back.
Yes, it could be great. It could be bad.
But I'm so scared. Because it's such a perfect blend of like the right writers, and directors.
I think I'd rather just get
Steven Spielberg giving a shit about stuff, not making bad anime adaptation movies, which I don't know, it's not bad. I haven't seen it. It's not out, but it doesn't look great.
I honestly, I don't think there's anything that I disagree with Steven Spielberg making because because everything he makes.
Didn't he make BFG?
Exactly. I know.
Did anybody see? Okay, for everyone in the podcast who's listening to the podcast. Did any of you see BFG?
The answer is no. But
I don't know a soul who's even
here's what I like about
movie.
Steven Spielberg is because he's so big, everything he makes is what he wants to make.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen BFG. I have a feeling if I watch that movie, I'd be so charmed. I bet I would.
I've heard nothing from the people who've even seen it. They're like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I bet it'd be like, oh, I can tell there's like love in this. You know, it might not be good, but
like Spielberg's made some stinkers, but he's made some absolute classics.
Yeah, everything he touches is kind of like. It feels like Steven Spielberg, and it's a good feeling.
But will he touch Animaniacs the same way he did in the 90s? Because what I learned is that actually every episode was approved through him first. Like it had to go through him. Which, was that a good thing for the show or not? From what I can see from like the 90s show,
I mean, it made it good.
It made that
good. But was it going to make this good?
But from like the people who were working on the show, did they like that or no?
Oh, I don't know. I assume so.
Well, the ideas could have been better maybe. Oh, I don't know. So is he going to do that again, or is he just going to like produce it, just giving it money to
By the way,
come back?
I don't know if I'm sure you remember this. There was a lot of jokes. There was a whole episode where Steven Spielberg was in.
Yeah, he was in the show. He cameos in the
show. Yeah, in the show,
and they make fun of him.
And they make fun of him for being the producer of the show. It's so weird.
They give him shit for like funding this show. It's like, you let us get away with this.
So weird.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, Animaniacs was way ahead of its time. Still kind of is if you watch it even now. Like the jokes today are still super, super well written. And super, super smart.
It's an extremely smart show. Like I said, like
I'm excited for it to come back, but
I don't know. What of the three best Futurama? I think, in my opinion, is the best animated show ever.
I think it's the best of a serialized American show. It is my favorite.
Yeah, at least that I've seen.
I mean, one that had like a third, like a plot and like development in the show. It is like my favorite.
It definitely is amazing. Like there's no doubt about that.
It is. I think it's like I honestly think it is the only like American made animated series where I can watch an episode, like the same episode in a row and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I can watch the show episode back to back and still have fun with it.
It's also really good at it's the only like
It's such a good blend of,
silly
like,
show
everything.
that I can think of that can actually make you feel and almost cry.
Yeah, because it has that what old
We all
Sim-
know the dog
it
episode.
has-
Yes, I'm talking about the dog
that episode
episode.
is that actually is
I'm also talking about the
that
brother.
episode is not the one for me.
The brother one is
The brother one is like the one I think of, and the what's the other really good one?
There's one where he dies, where Fry dies, which is
That one I like a lot.
and Leela has to like deal with that,
Yeah.
and like literally loses her mind.
I like the one.
With the
Oh no, my
bees.
favorite episode of Futurama of Sears that is Sears of all time is the one where Bender becomes God.
Oh my
That
God,
is
that's such a
by
genius
far-
episode.
That one won an Emmy, I think, or something. He won an award.
Should have.
That one is by far. It might be one of my favorites.
All right. So, anyways, the point is,
Yeah.
Futurama, Animaniacs is up there. What other? I'm trying to think.
Of like shows that you like.
Yes.
That
No,
are
I'm just saying
Western?
that are like animated shows that are just like objectively amazing.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is. Fuck everybody who says not.
Well, look, personally, that show never drew me in.
Show's
So,
fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's why maybe that's why
feels
Cora
like
is so
it
burned.
feels like it should be up there, but I can't in good conscience put it there
You can't
myself.
agree with me. That's why I'm saying like, what do you think? Because
Yeah.
I've seen way more things than you have in terms of animation.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, probably. I agree.
Lewis, I watch a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, you do.
I like animation. I wanted to be an animator as a kid. I used to make animations with the full flip note shit.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. So, anyways, Animaniacs,
See, the universe
hopefully
could want to be one of those shows if it could learn to remember its fucking plot. Because I got to talk about this for like a minute.
Okay.
Because
It's gonna be
Steven Universe had a new,
next
like,
10 minutes. Got
two
it.
new episodes like really recently after like a kind of lukewarm or no episodes that were just kind of like filler shit and drama that I didn't care about. And I'm like, yeah, Lars is back. You got to see him come back. Cool. Oh yeah, okay. Because it was like a 2-part special with like a half-hour thing.
Mm-hmm.
Second episode. Okay, cool. The character is on like in a new location they've never been to before. It's so different, so crazy.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna do like a weird like flashback thing. Oh, hey, here's this character that we've talked about for 5 seasons now. This entire length of the show. Hey, she's here. Here she is. She showed up now in this flashback. Okay, bye. Episode's over.
Huh.
When's the next episode supposed to come out? Fuck if we know. Again. And I'm like, I can't handle this. It's happening again. It happened last year, and it's happening again.
Dang. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you like Steven Universe a lot.
Okay,
We talk
Lewis,
about this.
Think about Breaking Bad,
I
right?
almost don't want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
No, like,
don't compare this to that.
no. I'm not like compare like how it feels
Thought I was bad
for a
comparison.
show.
Okay.
Remember in season 1 where a character dies, right? Early in the season, a random dude dies.
Yeah, this isn't a spoil. You don't have to spoil. It's so early in the
People
season.
want to go. I don't know. A random character does die,
Yes.
and it affects the show, right? Like,
Totally.
okay, now imagine that character dies.
It's the first character that dies.
Yeah, first character that dies. He's unimportant, but it matters for like character growth and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that
Yeah,
that
she's
episode
important, but
happens.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Like he dies, right?
Okay.
Okay, now wait for the next season.
Okay.
Like that length of time, it's like that. So where are we going to go with this? Oh wait,
I disagree because in Breaking Bad, what was interesting was not him dying and is how they reacted.
no.
To it. But I know what you mean.
What I mean is you don't even get to see that. You have to wait like 8 months to see that.
I know what you mean.
That's my problem.
I know
with
what you mean. Yeah.
with how this show is being scheduled because that happened last year. It was okay. Big plot happened. How are we going to react to that stuff? I waited 8 months for that, and it wasn't even that good. But I had to wait that long.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network loves Teen Titans Go too much.
Yeah. That's because
Did
it
you
makes
hear of
the
the
money.
nightmare that happened during December for Cartoon Network?
Not at all.
They released their schedule ahead of time.
It was all Teen Titans Go.
Yes.
What?
For weeks. I'm not even joking. It was a marathon for
Oh.
weeks.
Yeah, because that show has like 500 episodes.
Because it's cheap to make.
Yeah.
So it was only Teen Titans Go for weeks.
That's what people want.
And I remember because I follow a blog on Tumblr that like releases these things. They said this isn't a joke. Like this is like I know people like make up like funny ones. This is a real one that's here. So enjoy, I guess. Here are the numbers. And I'm like, you have all these other shows. We're just gonna show this.
I'll say this. I haven't
weird.
I haven't seen a lot of Teen Titans Go. Every single time I watch it, I laugh, but I understand why people don't want what
I hate it more now because of what it does.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks that it's the only thing that's on.
Because it gets in the way of other shows, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Other shows that are also quality. That are not just Steven's Universe, Steven's Knife.
Yeah.
Cartoons, you hurt me so good.
All right, let's talk
I hate
about
caring about cartoons.
last thing. There's a little game that's in the news again. That's called Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter Fiv.
Street Fighter Fiv.
Which for some reason keeps leaking information every other day. Because
Why?
the big launch. Because I know I talked about it. I did buy. There was a weird deal that was going on during Christmas where it was you buy the base game with the season 1 and 2 characters for like $33.
Okay.
An arcade edition, if you bought that in the next coming days, it's $40, and it comes with all of that and a disc for $40. So I was like, well, just pick this up. It's cheaper, whatever. And I got to do stuff before the game comes out. But they've been showing off a lot of weird new features on accident and on purpose. One of the really, I think like one of the biggest updates that I didn't think would be such a big deal, which I forgot about that people don't think is that I've got you so used to. Okay. For fighting games, when a round is over, it was a big problem for tournaments. It was like you get to open a menu and it's either like, a rematch, character select, or like back to menu. But whenever a match would end, only player 1 could control the menu. So it was the unofficial dumb thing forever where the second player had to whoever lost had to give a thumbs up to continue the match. Every time. It became like a joke because it happened like tournaments big or small, like Capcom Cup or Evo, like thumbs up. Every single time. And one of the small like quality of life changes that they added that made it actually stop that forever is that now there's 2 menus.
Yeah.
Player 2 gets a menu to do a rematch or not.
Cool.
It's such a small little change that actually makes things way, way better.
That reminds me of Call of Duty Zombies on Black Ops 3 is
like
if you're playing
stuff?
split screen, you couldn't pause.
Wait, what?
Like it wouldn't pause the game because it treated it as an online game.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I think
they never fixed that after like all these games.
I think they... No, this was...
Black Ops 1 had that problem.
No. Black Ops 1 and 2 were fine. It's Black Ops 3 because Black Ops 3 was online. Like the servers were online.
Oh,
and so
okay.
When you were playing, it treated it as if you're playing. I think they finally fixed it where you could pause. Because it's like, I'm playing on the couch with my friend. Let me pause the goddamn game.
It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Also, another really cool feature they added for a training mode for the people who play fighting games, it's really important to know like frame advantage, which basically means will your move take priority over... Basically works, it's like frames are... Is it your turn to attack or not? Yeah. Certain moves are plus, some are minus. If you're plus, but the other person is plus, but you're more plus, you go through, whatever.
Yeah.
But they have actually a really interesting way that they're putting that stuff into the game. But it's really cool. They're color coding you in training mode when you're like plus, basically. So you'll turn blue if your attack has advantage or not.
So
that's cool. Instead of having to open up your laptop or your phone and go through the frame data yourself and have to memorize that shit, or just hey, is this person's attack? Can I punish it or not?
Yeah.
It's just no. Go to training mode. You just have the colors. It's such a useful thing.
By the way, when you're saying frames, you mean
frames of attack. Like how many frames does the attack take?
Not like.
So no, I mean frames.
Yeah, frames per second is what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Like how many frames? Like
yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
They comes from that because frames of animation.
Yeah. Okay.
Like does this light jab beat this whatever?
I'm assuming it runs in 60.
Fighting games have to run by 60.
Yeah.
If not, then they
doesn't work.
Well, no. It's just that they have to now because why not? The games play better.
Yeah.
When the game is all about reacting to frames.
Yeah. The higher probably
they need
to
be a consistent 60 or else the balance is fucking ruined forever.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool feature for people who don't want to have all that shit open all the time. Who don't study frames all day, every day. So people that they win these kinds of games by just studying numbers all day.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it took so long because Injustice, Mortal Kombat X and Injustice 1 and 2 have the frame data just there in your move list.
Oh, those aren't even like games.
They're competitive. They are competitive games.
It's not like Street Fighter though. That's what
they're not as popular, but they are competitive games. They have tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's like, how come they got to that before Street Fighter did?
That's what I'm saying.
Street Fighter 5 took
for
so
those
long
having
to make.
it and not Street Fighter is weird. If you're gonna put it in a game, you would put it in
It's
Street
all
Fighter.
thanks to Skullgirls, baby. Skullgirls had this stuff way before any of this bullshit.
That's so funny.
Skullgirls is like the ultimate of like all of the most convenient stuff in a fighting game, and nobody's playing it.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I love Skullgirls.
You're the only human.
Lab Zero, I love all of you. Mike Zemont, I love you. I'm bad at your game. I love you guys.
You're literally the only person that talks about this game
that I know of.
Yeah.
I love your guys' art style. You guys are good peoples. Your new game, Invisible, looks dope as hell. I love you. Call me.
Yeah.
I saw you guys at Anime Expo. I got a cool thing from you guys. I love you.
Would you kiss him?
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoever wants to, I guess. I'm not going to just do it to a random employee.
No, you're not
Lab
Harvey
Zero.
Weinstein here. All right.
No.
Right.
I'm Miss Valentine.
You're not gonna come in a bush.
I'm a cone of bushes?
Anyways.
I'm so lost. I don't even know what that last word you said. I'm so confused.
It's really it's a word. It's words that anyways.
Wordsworth?
Yeah, it's Wordsworth. Okay, so
No,
Street
it's
Fighter
not.
5 leaks is that
And also
is the frame thing.
because they keep like information keeps going up and down. Because somebody actually, what happened was someone from I think a Walmart pre-order, they got it early, so he just has it.
Oh,
So he's posting video and like people are asking questions, so people are getting answers from that.
this isn't even a rumor at this point.
No, it's like
This is just Walmart messed up again.
Like patch notes, like Capcom has to tell us that because they have the numbers on their side.
Uh-huh.
But like a lot of like little features. It's also a really weird thing at the same time because the build that he has, because what he has on the disc is what we assume, which was the build that they had at the PlayStation Experience in November, which Capcom clarified because people were taking video of that when it was there, is not the final build. So what people assume now is that you have an old build on disc and you download the real build through a patch.
What's the point?
I guess because they didn't want to make you download the whole thing, the whole big patch.
All right.
Because the base game Street Fighter, you have to download the patches for the characters and the stages. Like
They didn't want to put it on the disc.
well, they didn't want to make you download more. They probably couldn't fit it.
Yeah. All right.
So, but one of the things that came from a leak that I want to see, because I can't confirm it because it's not the final build, is that arcade edition's adding an arcade mode with secret bosses in it, and one of them is rumored through like data leaks to be Gil from Third Strike. So he's gonna be like a new character in the game that you can only fight but not play as.
Whoa.
Which is weird.
That is weird.
Because that means they're not going to like add him in later if it is Gil. Because he's a boss guy. But Akuma was a boss guy and he got added in later.
No.
But they've already confirmed like the new cast for the new season of characters and he's not in it. My man Cody's in it. Sakura is going to be the newest character when she comes out.
From Naruto.
No, she's way cooler. She also, shouts out to Sakura from Street Fighter 5. She finally graduated high school.
Wow.
She finally got new clothes. She's not wearing a school gi anymore.
Wow.
You know what her new job is now?
No.
She works at an arcade.
Cool.
That's her job.
Cool. That's that. If you're gonna be a high school girl for your entire career, and then
it's just that Street Fighter never moves in time for some stupid reason.
No,
for some
that's what I'm saying. Like if you're a high school girl forever, I think it's appropriate that you should be
she's like
your first job.
She's like 25 wearing her high school gi in Street Fighter 4. Makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. I think your first job should be an arcade person.
It's weird because like there's an ending in one of the games where she's like a mom with kids.
Well, we know where it ends. We know where her character ends.
Yeah, she's a mom with kids, but it's like
she dies.
Can she please change out of her school gi in one of these games for fuck's sake?
Wait, is she a mom with kids in the school gi?
No. Okay, but it's really dumb because 5 takes place between 3 and 4.
Okay, because why not?
Street Fighter story is stupid.
Yeah.
But in Street Fighter 4 is the latest in the timeline of story. So Sakura in that game is an adult. She's just wearing her old stuff. Just because fuck it. I don't know.
Cool.
She has to be an adult in that game. There's no way she's not.
Oh my god.
But she's still wearing her school shit. Because people know her as the school one. I love Sakura. She's one of my favorites. I'm glad she's back.
Okay. Well, I think I have this podcast to edit and then I have to get ready.
Gotta get going. Gotta get a move on.
I gotta go fast. By the way,
he's got to go, daddy, go.
Yeah. Now I was gonna talk about the the Knuckles meme, right?
Yeah. I was talking before this podcast. My friend called me to talk about it.
Oh my god.
So we were talking about on the phone. We're talking about that stupid Knuckles thing.
Why that meme was last year though?
Because it got voiced.
Got it. Anyways,
and VR chat.
I want to talk. Oh god, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. All right.
VR chat. Games can stop now. Games are done.
Yeah.
Games are over now.
Well, we're living in the Ready Player One world. All right, so
that's why, but it's better because you can do dumber shit.
Yeah, and Will Wheaton's not voicing it.
VR chat programmed a self-facing selfie camera with a selfie stick on it that they can move manually up and down.
Oh, thank God.
The future is here.
Yeah,
Ready Player One can fuck off. We're way ahead of it now.
Yeah, I just want to see that Knuckles meme and Porgs everywhere. That's all I need to see.
I want to see a man dressed up as a Porg.
I want to see Knuckles dressed up as a Porg. Someone make this. All right. I just wanted to again, shout out to the charity. Go to hurtrecords.com. The charity is War Child. You can either buy the thing or just donate to War Child directly.
And since we're talking about charities, since it's happening right now, shout out to Awesome Games Done Quick going on right now.
What? Say it again.
Awesome Games Done Quick.
Okay.
If you probably listen to this podcast, you know about it. Yeah. But if you didn't, the big speedrunning charity event is going on now.
Go.
So you can go see it.
Yeah.
It's going on. Those are always a good time.
Yeah. And we're back. Bye.
Bye-bye.